All right, race fans, here we go. We got a good one here tonight, and we got the Elite Series here. These guys out here are going to do some outstanding running here tonight, I think. Dover again, this time the Xfinity car. So I think we'll see a little bit different of running than what we saw last night. Bradley, last night we saw the truck was really loose. I think it'll be the norm here tonight, but maybe a little bit more trickier.
Definitely. I took some few laps out here, and this car, you can already tell you're gonna have to manage it the whole race. There's not gonna be an easy stint for these guys.
Absolutely. So we'll get set qualifying out of the way right now. Who puts this thing on pole here tonight? Ought to be a good one. A little bit longer, but these cars, yeah, well, I don't know if they're a little faster or whatnot.
I would say they'd have a better top end. I don't know if they're going to be as quick around the turns, but you can definitely feel it when you're getting on the straights.
What do you think the most problem area is going to be tonight? How obviously we talked about coming out of the turn last night in that wall, and I know that's probably going to be an issue again, but what do you think about with these cars? Maybe is there anything else different besides the truck?
I would say the front tires are going to be the biggest problem tonight. Since this car already has like just a tad bit of rear downforce and basically none up front, you're really going to have to watch those front tires and wearing them out.
Okay. Tire wear might be more of an issue is what you're saying on these cars as opposed to what the truck was last night. I mean, and some guys actually surprisingly said the tire wear wasn't too bad, but we, as loose as it was, we thought maybe it would be.
Yeah, I think these will just have a little bit more at least for your front wear, because when I was taking the laps out here, you can feel that thing. It just wanted to push straight instead of get loose like the trucks.
Okay. Very good one here tonight so far. And Mike Kelly, well, I'll tell you what, that guy's been on the roll. Truck series and all. Finally, somebody broke his streak there in the trucks, but still up there tonight. Looking like he's so far putting it on pole. Let's see what he's able to do here.
Track just a tad bit cooler than last night as well, just 1 degree, but it might make a little bit of a difference.
And that might help him out a little bit with that tire wear. That might be a key factor there too. It's kind of odd too, though. You would think with a cooler track, you think, oh man, we got all the grip in the world. Sometimes it actually, and again, it's one of those physics things. Talk about that a lot. But it's odd because sometimes cooler tracks means it can be slicker, and sometimes hotter tracks it can be tighter. And I'm always like, man, that just don't seem right. But hey, there again, gotta love physics. But here we go, grid them up. See what we got here tonight. The man out front on pole. That's right, Mike Kelly puts it up front. Matthew Gilliam there in second. Scott Simley starting third. Joshua Gillian with a good start here tonight in fourth. With Daniel Miller there in fifth. Parker Collins starting sixth. Zachary Fowley there in seventh. Joshua Alston in eighth. Jacob Grant in ninth. Chris Smith starting 10th. Seth Fowley in 11th. Adrian Ghost there in 12th. David Brzezinski there in 13th. And Caleb Smith starting 14th. Good looking field here.
Yeah. Got some good drivers out here.
Absolutely. Kelly, man, starting it up front. Got a shot in this one.
Oh, definitely. Especially this season. You can't count him out.
Not. Cars bringing them off. Here we go, folks. That here. Ghost Athletics 175 here tonight. Good old Ghost Athletics sponsoring it for us here, and appreciate the Ghost Man doing what he does for us. Starting back there in 12th place, but obviously Apex Mountain Apparel coming on board this season and the main sponsor here for the Elite Series. It's a new series here at the Clean Racing League, and Brad, it's different because I'm not seeing in a while that. Brett. I've not seen in a while that they've done all these the Xfinity cars, but it has been good fun racing as we go green here at Dover. Well, we saw some good jumps last night by Parker Collins. Mike Kelly, he gets out front, but Gilliam's right there with him. Will we see more of what we saw last night, Brad? Maybe single file racing.
I would say, especially here early on, people are going to have to figure out how this car is going to go, especially with being behind some guys. And I think this car as well will have a little bit more range in the lines that you can take, just down to the straight up trickiness of it. You might not want to be on that inside. You feel a little bit more comfortable in the middle.
You
guys are here.
And we also talk about with this car being a little more drivable style car. You actually have to drive it a little bit more than what's say with the truck and the next gen because of the downforce on it, or the lack thereof. Right now, out front, Mike Kelly, he's looking strong. We do got some good side-by-side racing right here. Parker Collins able to win that truck series last night in dominating fashion. Altus there, Daniel Miller, and 3 wide. You don't want to see that. Daniel says, I don't want to have anything to do with that this early. And just saw right there, got loose. Oh, that's Bowdy. Yeah, that car snapped on him.
Yeah, it looks like it.
See what happened here. Well, they went 3 wide. Daniel got out of it pretty quickly, though, but still just coming out of that turn. See him in the middle right there, the 0-2.
Good forward thinking by Daniel.
Oh, yeah. And yep, she just snapped loose.
Jake got tagged a little bit there, too.
Yeah, he was trying to get around him, but I followed right on into him. So caution tonight. And kind of what we expected right there, just kind of a snap style loose coming out of that turn. There's a slight transition coming out of the turn. That's a tough one. I don't know how else help a driver on that transition. I mean, you really just, be careful. I guess that's about the only way to put it.
Be smooth and be careful.
Yeah. Because it's such a transition going from, you're never truly flat at this track, but you are going from a higher bank in the turn to a lesser bank going in the straightaway. This is one of these kind of unique tracks where it's pretty much banked the entire track. Don't see that very often. Most of the time, you got to bank it and it goes straight into a straightaway.
Yeah.
Out front right there. I wonder what the throwback is on. Drives a Martini car.
I'm not sure. I know there's an F1 scheme But I don't know if there's any NASCAR guys that drive it.
I didn't even know that. Heads up. Must be F1.
Yeah, it used to be a Williams scheme that they ran, or one of their sponsors.
Okay. I don't know much about F1 other than them boys are wild and they're fast cars.
Right.
Especially at Indy, and I remember they had to slow them down when they first did the test at Texas because they were actually faster than they were at Indianapolis at Texas, and it was like scary. I mean, they were like talking about almost 250 mile an hour. I'm like, yeah, that's big grapefruits right there. I'll just say it that way.
You're thinking of a IndyCar.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Indy, yeah. That's still quick.
Yeah,
Oh my
IndyCar.
Lord, sheesh.
you would not catch me in an IndyCar. Those things are terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's whew. Man, race cars fast, but you start getting speeds like that. Wow. Let's see what though. If Gillian's got anything for Kelly as the pace car's off. Getting set to go, green flag. Wait for iRacing to update that pace car. I like the Mustang, but I know eventually they're gonna need to put the newer one in there eventually. All right, Kelly gets a good jump that time.
Yeah.
Cause I'm out.
Yeah, these Xfinity cars, you gotta be pretty good on throttle management because they'll spin the tires on the start, unlike the trucks.
Yeah. Well, how much effectiveness? I mean, I know you said you drove it a little bit, and feel wise, because you don't have the massive downforce like the trucks do in these cars. So how much more stable are these cars compared? I would think probably a little less, a lot less, than what those trucks are.
They definitely still feel stable, but you don't have as much. The car doesn't talk to you as much, if you get what I'm saying. Like when you're in the turn, you're kind of moving the wheel a little bit on your own to be like, okay, try and get all your checks right, make sure you're not burning out the fronts and all of that. So that's something that they're gonna have to feel for throughout the race, make sure that they're talking with their car and it's talking back.
Gotcha. Yeah, and yeah, I can get what you said on there. So they're driving it just a little bit more, and the input, and again, that I'm gonna say that actually is a product of the massive downforce that probably the Cup and the truck has, where you actually, like you just said, feel the track more and feel what's going on. Is where here it's more maybe lack of a better word, maybe a floatier feel, because you don't have that massive downforce. So now, like you said, you have to kind of feel it for yourself a little bit.
Definitely.
All right, on board here with Scott Simley, two teammates up there. It's Kelly and Simley. I call him Smiley. He's always smiling. I guess he's always smiling. He used to have a car. And I'll give you a little backstory on the reason why I did it. Obviously, his name's similar to Smiley's, one reason. But he had a car that had like little bug eyes, and it looked like it was smiling. And it just kind of caught on ever since. And he don't drive it in this series, but it just looked like it had little bug eyes and a mouth, and it, like one of those cars, you know, smiling at you going around the track. And I said, yeah, look at it, he's got smiling, man. His car's smiling, he's smiling. He doesn't look like he's, he looks pretty smooth right now. I mean, that's the little wheel movement right there. It's just kind of obvious, it's a little bump in the track, but he doesn't look like he's fighting too much coming off the turn like you'd think he would. So, like what you said, it does look pretty stable right now.
Yeah, he's managing it really well currently.
Not appearing to see the difference between Mike Kelly. Kelly's looking pretty good so far. So, I mean, obviously, the tires are still a little bit new on here. I mean, we are 15 laps in. They should start seeing a little bit. They'll fall off. Go back here to maybe Seth Fowdy. He's a little bit in traffic. We'll see maybe how the air affects the car. So far looks pretty good. And yeah, everybody's looking pretty stable so far. Not bad.
A lot of these drivers realize there's a lot of race left to go.
Yeah, and patience will, play a key factor. And this right here, a pass right here with Seth Foudy on Joshua Altus. That's kind of a textbook style pass. It looks like Altus, maybe kind of let him have it, like you just said. Hey, look, it's a long race, got a lot of time to go. But there again, that's what you look at. You want to try to get a guy and take them one by one, and also guy in front of you. Try to make a mistake to where you can, go up the track, so to speak. There's Chris Smith sitting in the 8th place spot. Remember, he won the Daytona race. He is, he made the inaugural race in the ARCA and the inaugural race here at the Elite. But they just need to rebrand the trucks on the inaugural race, and he's going to win all 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's the Ghost Man, Gillian right there in front of him. And sponsoring tonight's race for us. So I am surprised right now by what you're talking about. These cars right now look a little more planted and straighter than what the trucks did last night. You saw the trucks last night, the rear ends were coming out from under them. Here they're actually looking pretty good coming out of the turn. You see a battle right here for second, Parker Collins. Yeah, how he looks down on that low side, because that's where normally if you get on that low side, try to pass somebody coming out of the turn, you start setting sideways. But now horsepower wise though, now that's a conversation. The trucks, from my knowledge, don't use restrictor plates, and the one reason why is because they're like bricks on wheels. They're only going to go so fast at Daytona anyways, because aerodynamics is going to limit them. So those things could be wide open. I'm not sure here, being that this is a mile track. Now I know NASCAR at one point said that they were going to use the 1.5 mile and the super speedways. They would be all plated and have the big aero packages on them. You can tell here they have the shorter spoilers, which makes me believe that they probably are not plated here, but I don't know if there's a horsepower difference between here and the truck.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on it. Between
do some investigating and reporting on that. That would make sense then. Yes, less downforce, but if they have less horsepower, who knows? Look at Parker Collins though, dominated last night, running down on Mike Kelly.
I think one thing with these cars too is, since there is less downforce, they aren't quite as snappy, because when you get sideways, you're not losing the hardly any you're going to lose your downforce in the trucks, but the only thing you're going to lose is like a tiny little bit you get in these cars. So I think they're definitely going to be a bit more manageable and a loose situation for these ones.
Absolutely. I did find out some good information here. No, they do not run the plates here at this track, because this is considered a smaller intermediate style track. Parker Collins is going to take that lead there smoothly, I thought, by Mike Kelly. And Kelly says, not today. I'm going to swing it back on the inside. Take that lead maybe back. Quite make the pass. Make it this time. The battle. So they don't run them in Dover. He says while they do at certain tracks, half plate tracks, they run what they call The only plates that they run is at Daytona and Talladega for the Xfinity Series. What they do for the other ones is they have a different aero package with a different engine package to reduce horsepower. So a little bit of change right there of what they do. So yeah, all short tracks are kind of, now me, I consider a mile or less short track conversation. Been up and down. So any track right here, yeah, so no they aren't. So they are full power. Next question would be is what's the difference in power between the
I am not sure on that one. I think Xfinity's running a bit more, but I'm not much into the super technicalities about it.
Well, from this information, it says trucks typically between 600 and 700, which I knew about. But the next comment's kind of weird because it says, which is similar or slightly less than the 600 to 700 horsepower of the Xfinity. 700 would be the same.
Yeah.
That's so. They both run 358 cubic inch motors. I love Google. Yeah, it says truck 650, 700 horsepower compared to the Xfinity Series 650, 700 horsepower, similar to the truck series. Okay, so they are the same. Now I know Cup is not. The next car is not there.
Man.
Next gen car is not. I don't think.
Yeah, they run like 500 for anything but a super speedway.
510 is horsepower using a restrictor plate, and actually. Oh, okay. So I was wrong. My bad, folks. It's 670 horses out using a tempered plate for most other tracks.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. And they call it a spacer now. Yeah. Call it still restricted plate at Talladega and Daytona and a spacer. So, I guess we're going to go spacer racing. So, now that brings up the question as we watch this race right here, and the differences in cars and handling and stuff. And it is interesting because the next gen, if they are that high of horsepower, then what's the grumbling of low horsepower that everybody's talking about? I mean, what are they wanting back to 1,000 horsepower in the cars again or something? I don't get it. I mean, 670 is pretty good.
I think people are want 800 or 900 to like kind of get that kind of space in between the Xfinity car and the truck from the Cup Series.
Now, on the flip side of that, I mean, I guess they could lower the restriction of the aero in some of those cars. I mean, the next-gen cars, pretty aero style car.
Yeah.
As opposed to this Xfinity car out here. This Xfinity car here right now is more of a driver style car, you know. And some guys like it. I mean, obviously Parker Collins right now, he's loving it. Mike Kelly. You know, you've got guys who really love these driver style cars as opposed to the more aero style dependent type cars. Daniel Miller right there, Seth Foudy, Scott Simley's back a little bit, see Joshua Altus. And it's interesting, you know, you got guys like Altus, and then I talk about him a lot, coming through the field, maybe a little more conservative. Again, we were just talking, can a car like this favor his driving style? I mean, time will tell, but right now it doesn't look like it. Not to say he's a bad driver now. I'm not saying he's a bad driver. But just some cars feel better, to certain people. I couldn't probably get out here and drive one of these things. I'd be in the back, already in the pits, probably hitting the wall. They're asking about Gillian out there. Gillian's still trucking in the Scooby-Doo machine. Nickelodeon, that is, my bad. He's sometimes in the Scooby-Doo machine. He's in the Nick machine tonight. Gonna throw some slime on the track. No, Brianna's out there always pulling for him. Ghost Man right there along with it too. Persiski, Smith, and unfortunately 2 out already. Man, Jacob must have had more damage than we thought out of that wreck because he's out.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad, but
no.
With the aluminum bodies, I guess it can be tricky. Those things just fold right up.
And then what happened to Caleb Smith? He had a pretty good qualifying run and then never started. Doing that break? What? In Discord?
Let's see.
No, he's not here. Had some technicality issues. New word for y'all out there. Try to come up with a new one all the time.
Need to get Best Tech. They found some illegal engine mods.
Yeah, there you go. Big Tim out and said, "Nah, you ain't coming up in here. You were too fast." Oh. Colin's out front, but he's not alone. Kelly has been right there on his back door, trying to knock it down. Ding donging on the back of that thing, man, with the ring bell. Trying to see if he can't get around him. Been a good battle up front, but just like last night, tough place to pass.
Yeah, you gotta have quite the advantage here.
You see Collins going up the track a little bit. And diming it down on that inside. Kind of the first time I've seen any of the cars kind of get a little wiggly coming off the turn.
With how Mike's looking at him, he's definitely going to have to get on that gas a little bit more.
Absolutely. I do not know the similarities between the Dinosaur and the Martini car. I don't even know what Sinclair is. I take Martini as like a drink or I don't know. That's one guy.
Let me see. I have to look it up and see what it is.
Me too.
I just know it's a sponsor.
Yeah, me too, man. Hey, look. I know the dude in third, Texaco. Hey. Oh, it's oil. Dollar General. Just go out from your front door. You'll probably see a Dollar General there. Kind of down the road. They're everywhere. There's a brand of gasoline. Okay. Gotcha. So what is Martini? Because the only Martini I know of is a Martini drink. Guess it could be a pizza company. Kind of sounds like it.
Martini and Rossi is an Italian multinational alcoholic beverage company.
Okay. So, gas and alcohol. I mean, I guess take your pick on which one you want to drink, I reckon. I don't know. Hey. Pit stops first off here. It's another thing to think about here when the pit stop's going to happen. Last night they went pretty long, 50 laps last night.
Yeah, we had about 56 laps of fuel last night.
There we go. That's what we saw last night. Them guys getting up there slamming the wall coming out of the turn. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's more of a Dover thing or if that's just kind of. You would think it with the car being tight, but it could be like a tight, loose feeling. Without being in the car, I'm not sure, you know? I mean, the wall comes up on you right there, that transition. It kind of throws you a little loose. You might be feeling a little tight coming out of the turn over time. And then you're trying to compensate a little bit, and then that bump throws you a little loose, and I think, you know, just up at the wall. It's just a combination of everything here. I mean, he still seems pretty stable 40-some laps in. I mean, you can see him fight a little bit of that wheel right there, a little more than what he was before. And just that right there, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Brad, just what I'm saying is it does look like he's putting a little more wheel effort into it, which could mean the car is tightening up a little bit. The problem with that is when you come off that turn at that bump, and it instantly wants to snap loose because you're already, you know, fighting with the wheel trying to keep her down.
Yeah, that's a textbook sign right there. He's putting too much wheel in it, or more than you should, and then, like you said, once you get on that transition, that thing just will bite you.
And it looks to be 3 and 4 is a little more worse than 1 and 2. You watch 1 and 2, he's not. That time he is. The time before it didn't look too bad, but you can see he put a little more wheel in it. But the bump doesn't look, the transition is not too bad there coming out of 2, but watch here in 3 and 4. And that bump, and it looks like he's fighting it a little bit harder in 3 and coming out of 4 here. And then, yeah, so 3 and 4 looks like a little more fight to it. Yeah, like right as bad. And now, yeah, it really got tight there. You see how much wheel we put into it?
Oh, yeah.
The thing drove up the track on in there. So it's a good representation. I mean, obviously, we're not inside the car. We can't totally feel, but we can get an idea. And, you know, a lot of people, man, you know, wondering, like, well, Joe, how do you get an idea, or how do you, in the booth, get an idea of looking at, you'll get an idea of looking at cars, how they're responding, you know, and what for. Just watching the driver. And then, you know, obviously watching the car around the track. I mean, the worst feeling just by hearing what drivers say is I'm loose and tight, because there's no way of fixing that. Yeah, I mean,
tight in, loose out is the worst.
Yeah, you're a crewman can only say, or a crew chief can only say, well, look, I can only fix one or the other. Which one you want me to fix, you know, or just on, you know, you're gonna have to drive the other one. And there are certain things you can do as a driver, maybe to combat it a little bit. But yeah, heard that in real life several times.
Yeah, you lose that sweet spot, and you basically got nothing going.
Getting assembly back here, men in 6. Got Foudy still hanging on. Looks like he's climbing up on the back here. Miller. Clean and green so far. Now, they've went 62 laps. A bit further. I think they run 100% fuel here, though. I do believe this one does run 100%. Have a unique point system here too. It's almost not quite like the old system, but got a little bit more points between first and second, 5 or 6. And now battle right here. Foudy's going to take it.
Yeah, I just got up there and took a few laps in my car, and it definitely does feel a little bit tighter, probably with the track heating up as it is.
And we go back to that. That is so wild to think about, because you think, oh, it's getting hot out there. Track's gonna get looser. It's counterintuitive. Think about it.
Yeah.
You know, first time I ever heard it from somebody, and I was like, "What do you mean you're getting tight? It's hot out there." They're like, "No, it's tight. You know, track temps." I'm like, "Wouldn't that make it loose?" No. I'm like, okay. Physics, you gotta love it.
Yeah. And you have some tracks that hit the reverse on the whole idea. And it looks like Mike Kelly coming in.
Kelly's in, Gilliam is in. Couple cars in, still waiting for the leader here. Collins and Bowdy. Collins still out front. Remember, he won last week. Safe to say he loves Dover.
It seemed like it was the best track right now.
You also got to think about, too, last night. There's only 2 tracks, too, it's interesting, that are fully concreted tracks. This is one of them. And then you also have Nashville Speedway. So some tracks have, like, the turns that are concreted. But this track is fully a concrete-style track. And so I'm surprised it stays together well. You know, concrete over time would break up.
Yeah. Especially in the sun.
Oh.
Some big old cracks in it. Let's see. Mike Kelly. Hopefully he made that. Mike Kelly just put up a 43.7. Almost a second faster on the new tires, so it's probably smart for Parker to come in here.
Remember last night we were talking about pit road? We didn't see a lot of I saw right there Parker Collins coming in almost sideways. So, like you said, getting that transition 35 mile an hour coming on pit road.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the trickiest ones, because it's I'm pretty sure it's asphalt down there too, so you're racing on concrete this whole race, and then you come down in the asphalt flat, and like you said, it's self-cleaning track, so all the marbles are down there. It's got about everything it can get against you coming in that pit lane clean.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that out there, Brett, too, you know, fuel does have a decisive difference in what the car handling. I mean, obviously these are fixed setups. There is no play-in style setup, so the fuel, tire wear is going to be the main thing here. I mean, just the difference between the truck last night and this car. I will say I am surprised at how stable this car is looking as opposed to the truck last night.
One thing too is that there's going to be a lot less turbulence with not as many cars on the track now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true too. And you know, and also you know, we are talking about that truck. I mean, the truck, even though with the downforce it has, we don't know the setup wise on it could be different, and then just it is a truck, so car, truck, big difference.
Yeah, a lot more front heavy on the trucks.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do in a truck to make that rear end kind of as heavy as what you would a car, or put as much weight over the wheels as you would a car, because I mean, you know, pretty much all bed back there, you know?
Yeah.
As opposed to here, you've got full trunk of stuff you could put and whatnot. Right now, Daniel Miller staying out, so the top 3. Nothing unusual for Altus, though. He usually does those wild, long style pit stops, something different from everybody else, but Miller and Simley right now staying out, and that's kind of interesting because Simley is a teammate of Kelly. Which there again, you know, they could be talking, and Kelly could say, look, I'm going to short pit this time, and then they say, well, I'm going to stay out longer, and then they're going to see, you know, kind of take calculations on which one's better, and then maybe next time around, go from there.
Yeah, it's nice to have some teammates to be around and think of ideas and such like that. I know I'll be talking to Eric in Longshot, and he'll just be like, I'll be like, Eric, what you think? And he'll say, oh, well, let's do lap 75. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do 80, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Well, in comparison, you know, we had the caution earlier, and it was around lap 5 that, you know, Ghost, Brzezinski, and Gillian pitted. And Kelly pitted on lap 65, so he went around about 60, let's say 61 laps, give or take. Right now, Miller has went well over that 65 mark, close to the 70, along with Simley and Altus. But like you said, in comparison to tires, I mean, even Simley ran a 25.10. It's still to a 23.9 with Kelly, so that's second, not quite a second and a half, right at it. But I mean, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's nothing to scoff about.
See it right there. You want to get back on the lead lap, but I'm not sure which. Now here, well, I guess I am sure because I've said it a million times here at the Clean Racing League, and Brad, I know you've heard me say it in the name Clean Racing League, but also when and I've talked to Altus about this too a couple of times. When planning pit strategies for this league, if I was to do it, I would plan pit strategies as of there's not going to be any cautions. So I'm going to do one pit stop. That's it. Obviously, if there's cautions, then we will change it as we need to go. And I'm starting to see that might be the pattern here with Altus, Simley, and Miller, as that one caution has helped them probably pull this well past halfway. Past half. Getting close to halfway. Yeah, we're 83. We're 83.
Yeah, right about.
Yeah, so we're
getting close.
Yeah, we're 82.5 is what it would have to be, but obviously we don't. So 83 would be halfway. So they made it this far. If they could go another 4 laps, let's say, I think they could go on one pit stop. The thing is it going to be beneficial? I mean, you got Mike Kelly. He's now on the lead lap. He is 22 seconds back. If we look at this, and if we kind of flip the numbers a little bit, so Kelly's obviously going to have to make another pit stop. He's not going to make it. Yeah, he would have to go 75. $90 would be 85. 80 would be 95. And he'd have to go over 100 laps. Get right at it.
Even if he does stay out near the end of the race, Altus and them for late pitting will have much better tires at that point.
Right, and that was going to be my next thing to get to is the gap being 19 seconds. It's all going to be a matter of how many laps is left. If there's 20 laps left, then yes, Simley and them up there, very good take, because they would. Killing them wouldn't have enough time to catch him. If it's 40 laps or 35 or 30, then it might be a different tale, because then Kelly and them might have enough time to catch him.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Miller. Ooh. crashes, but he's on pit road. Did he have trouble getting on pit road? Let's watch. Seen it a couple times. Slowed down. And doesn't get stopped in the barrels.
Oof.
And, fell asleep going on pit road. That's going to cost him all that time he gained out there. He's pretty much going to lose a lot of it. And you know, Brad, I talk about mental mistakes. You know, in road racing, there's a lot of barriers to make it. Obviously, on the track, turns, and everything. And oval racing, sure, you can do it on the track. Also, you know, missing a turn, all about being smooth. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's pit road. Win or loss races are mostly done on pit stops and pit road. You're getting in and off pit road, in and out of your box, the pit stop itself, stuff like that. As we see Joshua Altus now on pit road. So, and that's where I say mental mistakes. And you mentioned, I think, the other night at the Truck Series when you was here or last week, getting in your pit box, making sure you get in there smooth. And just like that, well, that don't even look like he's in his pit box, does it? How does that work?
Yeah.
He's cheating. All right. Who's running? Hey, look. Owner's cheating. Yeah, black flag. Do that.
I have no idea.
Y'all didn't see that, folks. See, look, Stimley's in his fine.
Yeah, it must be with how iRacing placed them.
Yeah.
Because they'll give you a black flag or tell you, wait, you're way too far forward.
Yeah, that's just one of those visual type things, and I mess Baltus out there, but
yeah.
All right, give yourself on EOL, Altus, man. Come on. But they had a good pit stop. Now, see, that was a good pit stop. 14.8, 14.9, respectively. As opposed to Kelly and Collins, 15.05, 15.20. But here's here's the flip side. Check this. Now, this is another number that I don't know why on real racing and broadcasters don't talk about this number here a lot. The total pit time. They only talk about the pit stop. Because this right here, you ever wondered how in the world did the guy that had a slower pit stop make up time? Well, I just said Mike Kelly's pit stop was a 15.23 and Scott Simley's was a 14.98. He's over 2/10, almost 3/10 faster pit-wise. He should be 3/10 out. But total pit time for Scott, which means time on pit road, the pit stop itself, and the time it took him to get off of pit road, was a total of 51.22 to a 50.60. That means the 3/10 he gained, he lost more on the pit stop. And that's how that works out. Same for Altus. Altus had a 51.20 to Collins. Actually, Collins had a 49.82, so he was blazing on pit road somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah, that number right there is crucial, because if I just sit and told you pit times and then I said, yeah, Mike Kelly and them got a huge lead over them, they're going, well, how is that? They should have caught up. It's all because of that total pit time, and that really plays into a factor. It goes back to what you were saying there too, Brad. Getting into pit road, sometimes tricky. Getting off pit road sometimes, stuff like that.
And this is a long pit road, a lot of room for error. A long pit road and slow speed limit.
Collins did it. 49.82. That means he was almost a second quicker than Kelly. All right. I might need to go back and review his pit stop. He's speeding. Which, now, all right.
He did lock it up there and barely made it in.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. If you watch the pit road here, there is lines, the white lines. Those are the timing. You see them right there, folks, in between little boxes. Right? Those are the timing lines. Now, in real racing, I don't think they have those. I think somebody's doing it or whatnot. I don't know. But here on iRacing, that is what you... If you are going faster than 35, if the speed limit is 35, and you're going faster than 35, and you cross that white line, you're going to black flag. Found that out the hard way. But you could cheat the system. Yes. You could go 36, 37, in between those lines, as long as you get back down to 35 before you get to it. There you go. If you're a master on pit road, you can make some time up.
Right, definitely. Big thing too is being just smooth. I know about anywhere here on iRacing, I try and take mine as smooth as possible. Don't push getting into the stall. I know a lot of people do, but just being smooth, you'll make up about 2 or 3 spots on where you were.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get too far in, or go too far forward, too far back, trying to get that 2/10 getting into the stall, and they're not thinking about the full road time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree with that. I think along with practicing for the track, practicing for everything out here, trying to be smooth and try to drive the track, getting in and out of your pit box, like you say, or getting on pit road too, should be practiced just as much. I know when I raced a lot, that was something that I did a lot of, because I struggled with the pit stop stuff. I don't know about you, but I just struggled trying to get in and out of the pit box. Because it is kind of hard to see sometimes, especially if you got other cars around, trying to see your box and try to get in there precisely. I would love to see iRacing implement. I don't know what it would take, and obviously we're on a virtual world, where it would make it a lot harder for guys to get into their pit box with multiple cars around them. They wouldn't be able to drive through cars.
Oh, yeah.
That would be very interesting, just like in real life. You're really going to have to be precise if you have to get between 2 cars to get into your box.
Yeah, that'd be a cool little setting to have for like leagues and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine the amount of wrecks you'd have on pit road?
Yeah. There's already enough of them in officials. Just imagine that.
But then again, it would bring a sense of it would bring that more mental mistake conversation into it again of the pit road. So yeah. See, Collins is running down Kelly here again. He's a tick faster. I mean, one of them ran an 83 to 81. Audi back there running an 88. Just to give you a reference back here, Altus ran a 2438, which is not that much faster on those newer tires than we thought it would be. We'll have to see how it plays out later on in the run, but not quite as much.
Yeah, I reckon he's probably taking it easy right now too, knowing he's got to make it for the rest of the race, because he doesn't know if Mike or Parker are gonna go in for another stop yet.
If I'm a betting man, I'm gonna say they will.
Yeah.
Gilliam, Collins, Kelly, maybe Foudy. Foudy pitted at lap 70. I'm gonna those 4, but there's only 4 on the lead lap, by the way. All just being the first one. Now, if these guys are thinking about going all the way, I just still don't see it. At what point would they start saving? You see, Collins back there don't look like he's saving anything.
Yeah, I think they're definitely probably gonna come back in. I think, too, he's probably saving also for when they do come back in. He needs to save as much as he's got to build that gap up and hold it.
And you would think, okay, they're going to come in and they're going to just Oh, they'll just take fuel. No, they're going to need the tires. I mean, they're going to need them, so it's going to be back to that 14, 15-second pit stop. That's where I'm going to say it all depends on when they take their pit stop, if they have to come in. Obviously, caution throws everything out here because everybody's coming back in. That's something that Foudy, or excuse me, Simley, Altus, and those guys don't want to see because they're lapped down. But it would all depend on when they come back in. Can they catch back up? Now, if they can keep Altus and them a lap down, see Altus right there on the back door of old Kelly. Gonna get back on the lead lap.
I think so. We're gonna see if Parker I don't think he's gonna let him by, but he may, being on the older tires.
He's simply right there behind him. It looks like Parker's just going to go high and go on. But I think he feels like, yeah, they're a lot faster. No need to push the issue here. Now, if you're Kelly and them, once they get back on the lead lap here, which is pretty much inevitable, do you think about maybe the next couple laps, maybe pitting that if you have to pit that last cycle?
I think you're probably going to need as much time as you can get. You've seen how fast Josh came up to these guys.
Yeah.
If I was Mike and I seen him come past me, I would probably pit that lap or next to cover off the move.
That's what I'm thinking, is because you don't want to give up. Because once he gets by him, he can set sail, and because once he gets by, it's only going to be 24 seconds difference between them. Obviously, he's going to go right by him again, but he won't lose as much ground, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is Kelly and Collins and them don't want to be 25 seconds back or a lap down or more back with like 30 laps to go, because they're just not going to make that time yet.
Yeah, and it's coming on 60 laps to go.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're thinking about, I don't know, that's a stretch. That's a hectic.
Yeah.
Now, I do like one thing about the Xfinity car. And Parker Collins, he must have heard us. And Mike Kelly. Collins again. Coming on pit road wild. He's definitely making it exciting on pit road. So, they must have heard us up here talking, Brad.
Yeah.
Because they're taking the same
idea.
Yeah, they're taking the same strategy we said, because I mean, in a nutshell, if they were going to have to pit anyways, you wanted to, because yes, Altus and Simley are going to go by you here, as you see, but you're not going to be you might be 20 seconds back, but you're going to make that time. You've got plenty of time to make it up.
Yeah.
Collins again, man. Oh my.
He's moving.
49.72 total to a 50.78. He's picking a second up. He's got something figured out coming on this pit road somewhere.
And he beats Mike Kelly off of it too.
He does, man. His pit time was a 14.60 to a 15.08. So he picked up 4/10 on him.
Wow.
And it picked up another second. I mean,
he's got something figured out on that
yeah. Somebody needs to talk to Collins on how to get around this track and get into an off-pit road. And so now you do look at it here. You know, Foudy obviously out front right now with Gilliam. Altus right there along with him. Collins and Kelly obviously, yes, are a lap down, but they are running almost a second and a half quicker. And at that pace, they're going to get back on the lead lap. Collins wouldn't mind a caution because he gets a lucky dog. Kelly would be probably out there, man, screaming.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable, I think, that they're definitely going to catch them to get back on the lead lap. The 40-second gap. So that means about a lap and a half. Ooh. Foudy on pit road? What? Oh, well, I did say Foudy pitted at lap 70. Yes, that's right. He did. So that means Gilliam at 66 has got to make a stop. So it comes back to Simley and Altus. They pitted at 89 and 90. And right now they Altus ran a 24.99. Parker Collins ran a 23.65, so still about a second and a half, give or take. You can see Gilliam on pit road now.
Now they will have the fastest car in the race, but I don't know if this is too late for them or what.
Well, this makes it interesting because remember I said the distance. I was looking at the distance between them and Gilliam. My bad. The distance Parker Collins and Kelly has to Altus and them is only 15 seconds. They will run them down. You know. Now I'm like you. Does Foudy and them have enough time? We're past 50 laps to go. They could. They could.
43.
And they just got right back on the lead lap. Foudy did. So he's only going to have to make up 24 seconds. I know it sounds like a lot, folks, but when you're running, well, he's about to wait till he clicks off in the next lap, but it should be, well, actually he ran a 23.9, so yeah, he's running over a second, about 1.2 on the leader. I think it's still Collins and, but there again, Seth Foudy's only 10 seconds back from Collins. I think Kelly and Collins have to worry about maybe Foudy and those guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think currently it's looking like they have the best decision out there with how it's going to play out with the timing and everything.
Yeah, right now, I mean, time-wise on the track, Collins, Kelly's, Foudy's are all about the same, 58, 46, 60. And they're all running 23 times, so just went off the last time. You see Foudy goes around there for Fisky right now. So it's turning out to be kind of a strategy style race here. Who can stay out front? Who can maintain? You see Altus right there with Simley.
Maybe Altus has another pit stop in him.
At this point, I think he'd give up the race.
Yeah.
I mean, true Collins and him is down to 8 seconds, 7.9. They are gaining. But unless there's a caution, I don't think you're going to see Altus and them down. Even if Collins and Kelly both go right by him, I mean, you still don't want to come in because then, you know, why give up a third or fourth place and be back in 7th, 8th, and 9th?
Yeah.
which is what they would probably end up being at. You see Scott Simley right there closing a little bit on Altus. I think Simley right now is just kind of riding.
Yeah, he's probably saving his tires, cruising a bit.
I was talking earlier about what's that?
He's probably thinking.
Oh,
like,
right! Look at that!
You
You saw that? Remember what I said the other night? I like the tattletale needle. One thing I like about the Xfinity car, they still got the old style analog gauges. Do not like that computer junk they got in there now. The little screen just does not look like a race car. This here feels like a race car. But you can see right there, they are saving fuel. He is. If Altus is doing the same thing. Simply saving fuel. And still staying right there with Altus.
Yeah.
Now, I know Collins is not going to save fuel. He don't have to. It's going to be wide open. So that is interesting that Simley would, and he pitted at lap 90, and Altus pitted 89. He's hitting the clutch going into the turn. He's going to let Gilliam go on by him there. And he's just mashing the clutch, and then it coasts a little bit and pop it back out. Just to give you an idea of time, I mean, they both were running. Altus ran they're both in the 25s. One of them ran a 22-23 last time. Collins and Kelly ran 24, 44, and a 34. They're still about a half second quicker. Collins is down to 1.7 on Simley. You can see it. Probably see him come in the picture here soon. Just a matter of time. The next question is, can Kelly catch Collins? And Collins has been a rocket ship on pit road. I don't know how he's done it.
Going to come down to some tires between them two, and we know Parker is really good at saving his.
There you go. You can see that interval between them. There's Simley in the 4, and there's Collins right there. So, what, about a half a straightaway?
Yeah, I'd say right about there. Now, you gotta wonder, too, if Altus is saving his tires up pretty good for Simley to be behind him and saving gas.
And he
may be saving for the last little stint.
Yeah, one saving fuel, one I think, like you just said, saving tires, because there's, theoretically Altus should be able to drive away from him. But there again, or Altus might be taking it really easy in the turns, backing the turns up way a bit, getting really back on the throttle late coming off the turn, et cetera. Because right there he did gain a little bit on him. So, theoretically he should. There's Simley rode up on the back end. At some point, though, they're going to have to think about going because Collins and Kelly are coming. But I just think there's just no way to hold them two guys off. But now that last lap was a 67-66 to 97 and 08. So they did pick it up a little bit. I just don't think they're going to have the tires to be able to hold off these two. Yeah, right there you can see him. You said last night where the new tires advantage is coming off the turn. You saw it right there for Collins.
I just listened to Altus's in-car, and it does sound like he's saving his tires pretty good. Huh. He's being very modular with his throttle, and very conservative on the way out as well. So he may be saving to see what he can do here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for him.
Well, time will tell as soon as Collins pulls up on the back bumper of him and see. We even talked about it last night. No matter if you've got good tires or not, it's still a tough place to pass. Trying to just blow by somebody, what it takes. Even being a faster car, it takes several laps, right? I mean, because you can see it. Collins obviously faster, but getting that car to go through the turn and get right by him. I will see if Altus is able to hold him off or anything. Not being able to do anything there. Like Kelly's getting into turns better than Collins, but Collins better coming off. Be entry middle and middle off as Collins is better.
I think he's trying to get some peaks in there, get the diagnosis of how Collins is driving the corner, see what he can do maybe later in this race.
Yeah. And Collins beat him off pit road massively. I mean, Parker, he's just been like a rocket ship off pit road. And just obliterating times. He must have told his crew chief to drink some Sinclair. Got 25 to go in this one. Been a solid one here tonight for the Elite Series here. Coast Athletic 165 here at Dover. Clean Racing League. Presented by Apex Mountain Apparel. Go to apexmountainapparel.com. Use the code CRL 2025. Get you a little bit off there on your purchase. Get you one of them CRL t-shirts. Some other stuff, man, from those guys. Appreciate them coming on board here. As right now, Collins is the man out front, leading it. Kelly right behind him. Altus right there in third. Simley up in them fourth. Bowdy has moved up to third, and he's only 3 seconds back. Haven't really talked about him much. Remember, he's got those newer set of tires, and he's about a 10th faster than Collins. Does he have enough time?
Let's see, they got about 22 laps. He might be hard charging there at the end. Let's see what he does.
Seconds. Only a 10th. That's going to be close. Going to be close. All depends on how he gets around. He was able to get around Simley pretty easily. It all depends on how he gets around Altus and then gets around Kelly. But they're not. Yeah, if Altus gives him a little problems getting around, or Kelly, that could slow him up. And it's down to 2.6 seconds.
Probably gonna get that look here on the straight and get on the inside.
And he's able to make it clean. Yeah, he made it clean. Okay. Down to 2.7. We need to go, so it took roughly about 5 laps for him to knock down about quite a second or so, but not quite a bit. Fowley's the one to watch here.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that last lap, he got held up a little bit behind Altus and a lap car on the outside, so let's see what he can do here on this lap. 24.7.
Yeah. 24.7 to 24.8, so about 800ths. You can keep it around that 10th mark. I mean, he was definitely a lot faster Kelly that time. Kelly was at 86. Oh, this one's going to be close. Collins with that pit stop, though, man. I tell you, that be the move of the race.
Yeah, if he comes away with it here, it's definitely the MVP moment right there.
Absolutely. Foudy's down to 1.9.
I'm watching his in car right now. He is pushing that car too. He's ready to get him.
Foudy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no holding up on that thing. Gone. Looks smooth too.
Yeah.
Let's see what Collins looks like up here. Not too bad.
He's definitely having to pull out it just a little bit more.
Yeah, see that car want to step a little more on in there. Let's see what Kelly looks like here. Frustrating as a driver, you can see the leader that close and you just can't close that gap up.
Yeah.
That's done. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see no car hitting a wall in front of him.
Especially on a short track like this, you ain't got no draft to pull in or anything.
Foudy is there, and he closed the gap. It's still at 1.8. Last time, Foudy ran a 74 to an 00 of Collins. So he was almost a solid tenth and a half quicker. Time is running out. We're down to 13 laps to go, and I just don't know. I don't think he's going to catch him in time. Not at a tenth a lap. Now that lap was only 700, so no, he's not going to with that. Looks like Collins might have picked it up just a little bit. He has a shot to catch Kelly. Don't think he's got a shot to catch Collins. Unless Collins makes a mistake. Or a caution comes out.
Sicky holding him up a little bit up front.
Yeah, caught him at the wrong place of the turn right there.
Yeah.
You don't want to catch him coming out of the turn. You want to kind of catch him maybe going in or middle. Not a lot, and that's the conversation we have about the lap cars. You tell lap cars, hold your line no matter what. Don't try to predict and swerve all over the place, because it is the leader's responsibility to get around lap traffic. As long as the lap car holds its line, whether it's in your racing line or not, and I know that's something that they talk about too, it's still your responsibility to get around them as a leader.
Yeah.
Safely. You don't want to run them over. And that lead to Foudy is only 1.5, so it's kind of fizzled a little bit as he ran a 94. And that time Collins ran a 92 to 91, so Foudy now is about even. Tires might have just neutralized right there.
Yeah. He's pushing hard. They're definitely going to be a little bit harder than these guys up front.
Definitely made up quite a ground here. Parker Collins definitely on rails, just like last night in the truck. Man's on rails. I wonder if he's going to run the Xfinity car, not the Xfinity, but the ARCA car tomorrow night.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen him in there.
You running the ARCA car?
Yeah.
Don't wreck.
I'm in the
we're at Dover.
Yeah.
Don't wreck.
Yeah. I'll try and make it more than 8 laps tomorrow night.
Yeah. Be the big one. Avoid the big one. If you can. If you can't.
Those ARCA cars are going to be a blast.
If you can't, I enjoy you being in the booth too.
Yeah.
The dinosaur machine's been out front most of the night. Parker Collins did this last night. Maybe tonight not quite as a dominating fashion as he did last night, because last night he put on a clinic. But tonight he's put on a pit stop clinic. So last night it was a speedway clinic. Tonight it's a clinic on how to get on and off pit road, because I have no clue how he was doing it. Every time he come on, it looked like he was just manhandling that thing. Foudy's pretty much fizzled out a little bit here.
We might see him catch up to Mike before the end, but I don't know. It's going to be close to see if he has a chance.
And he is right there, about 410, excuse me, off. He ran a 92 to an 00, so he's 800ths quicker. You know, my youngest was in school and they were doing decimals. I said, hey, I can help you with that. I said, let me show you how this works. I said, anything behind the decimal is a tenth. And then it goes hundreds. Then it goes thousands. Then it goes 10,000. Like, how you know that? Racing. I said, there you go. I said, racing paid off. Foudy's there. Yeah, he's there. Does he have enough to get around him? Kelly's going to try to hold him off.
Kelly goes up the track a little bit. Seth is there.
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Oh, and I think Kelly just gave it to him. I think Kelly realized, man, he's a lot faster. But, I mean, Kelly probably could have fought that a little bit. Could have,
yeah.
But I think he saw, man, Foudy was a lot faster, just wasn't going to give up. And I guess he figures, man, I'd rather, instead of wrecking both of us, you know, hey, there you go. But Parker Collins, 1 lap to go, 2 turns. Foudy's just not going to have enough time unless Collins just hits the wall coming out of this last turn or something. But he's been on rails, all of it. Checkered flag, going to be Parker Collins. He got it done in the trucks. He got it done in the Xfinity. He got it done tonight. Seth Foudy battled back to second. Mike Kelly hangs on to third. What a race it was here tonight. Overstop.
He owns Dover right now.
He does. All right. Bring up old Mike Kelly. Let's get a word with him.
Yeah, Mike.
I gotcha.
Good finish tonight. No, we've seen the pit stop battles and just raw pace compared with you and Parker Collins compared to everybody else. How was your race tonight?
Yeah, it was a good race. Car was fast. Parker was fast. I've never been past exiting pit road before. That was a first. Pretty critical pass. I don't know if I could have held him behind me. He's very aggressive, and I just want to finish. So congrats to him for being fast and making that move off pit road. And I'm sweating pretty good. And Seth was really coming there at the end. I'd say the field's lucky that he didn't know there was 2 laps of or only 1 lap of qualifying, or he probably would have waxed us based on the way it was going there. So fun race overall, good finish, and I need to cool down.
Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to you guys in the booth. Thanks to CRL for putting this on. Like to see it grow and get a few more guys. A lot of fun racing, like the long green runs and the long race and the strategies. Shout out to all the sponsors of the league, and shout out to Turn 1 Heroes and my smoking hot wife.
All right, well, good job tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
There you go. Get old Mike Kelly right there, man. He's always got to get the shout out. Bring old Seth up here again. Let's get a word with him, man. This guy, man, almost pulled it off.
All right, you got me, Seth?
Hey, Bradley.
Oh, we were talking about your strategy. Almost had it there at the end. How are you feeling tonight?
I mean, I should be feeling good about it, but you know, I'm a little disappointed. You know, the race was kind of, you know, backwards for me from the start. I wasn't expecting a 1 lap qualifier, which is my own dumb fault because I should know better. and don't look at that. But sometimes you become complacent, and I just messed it. So I had to start at the back. I just took my time, tried to stay out of trouble and race as clean as possible to work my way up. It's not that I didn't have enough laps to get there, that's for sure. But as far as the track goes, really after probably about, 15, 20 laps, somewhere in there, I guess maybe a little longer than that, probably 20 to 30 laps, I guess somewhere in that range, things kind of just flattened off. And so, really saving your stuff didn't really seem to kind of pay off real big. That when we had that really long green flag run after the caution, I thought for sure that I'd be able to make up a bunch of ground there, but it just seemed like it kind of stalled out, and I wasn't able to get a hold of Danny. I think Danny Miller was in front of me at the time, and Gillum was in front of what Joshua, is that who it is? Anyway, he was in front of him, and I just couldn't make any ground on him. So once pit stops rolled around, we pitted, and we made up some ground on that second to last pit stop. But then the last pit stop that we had, it just kind of seemed like that I lost like 7 seconds somewhere. And, I know we got it back there towards the end and we ran out of laps, but I just felt like we were fighting all night. Just felt like we were clawing the whole time to try to get back up to the front, to try to be able to race and have a chance to win. And it's just kind of disappointing because I feel like we never really got that opportunity. So,
well, you definitely salvaged your position back. It's nothing to be ashamed about, getting P2 after starting almost dead last. Great finish tonight, man. Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to CRL for the league. Want to give out a shout out to OSRN Network, Joe, and you for helping out tonight. Appreciate what you do, Joe, every week. Being here, it's a lot of dedication and getting to know everybody, and then you've got other leagues on top of that. And I just want to give you a big shout out, man, because I think what you do is great, and I love listening to the broadcast, and so want to make sure you get your props there. Also want to give a shout out to my family for giving me time to be on here. My wife, the secret weapon, as Joe likes to call her, she helped me out tonight, so we did all right as far as strategies go. And then, of course, I want to give a shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I want to give the second place position here out to Charlie Kirk and his family. So, but thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys do.
All right. Well, thank you.
There you go, Seth Fowdy. He's the man. He put it up there in second. Like I said, almost won the thing here tonight, but Collins out front with the pit strategy. Here. Parker, join the booth. Got a copy. So fast he done left. Parker, join the booth. You got a copy.
He's popping that champagne, like I said earlier.
That is so fast his mic broke. I'll try it again. Parker, join the booth. Got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
I finally got you on that one. I tell you what. Well, won the truck last night, won the Xfinity tonight, but the first question we got to ask here, though, is how in the world did you get on and off pit road so quick? You was like a rocket ship.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I really try to push it on and off pit road because I know, especially in these long green flag runs, and that's the best time to make up the most chunk time as possible while you're there. And yeah, about sped both times entering pit road. Really lucky I didn't there, and then yeah, just getting into that box really clean and coming out of the pit stall that last stint there. Got really close to Mike there. I was trying to undercut him a little bit and get ahead of him. So I was pretty upset that he pit at the same time that I did, but I got a good enough entry and then got out of my box good and was able to hop on his outside coming off pit road, and then I just swung around him and never looked back. But yeah, it was it's one of those deals. Like again, you make up so much time in just a short amount of time, and sometimes that's really all it takes.
How was the tire wear as opposed to last night, as it was, or kind of compared to last night to tonight, the difference of the trucks and the car?
I mean, I feel like they were pretty similar. I think the trucks had a little bit less tire wear than the Xfinity car. You could really push the truck a lot further before you really started to punish it. But I mean, they're both really tight setups. I mean, Dirty Air was really, really bad. Found that out really quick when I got behind Mike on that second stint, and I ran him down from about 4 seconds to 6/10. And when I got to 6/10, it was just like I hit a wall. I couldn't go any further, and so I kind of knew when we get back to that last pit stop that I needed to get in front of him somehow. So that's why I kind of went to the undercut, and then when I saw I had a chance coming off pit road, I knew I had to take it, because once I got in front of him, it was going to be really, really hard for him to get back around me. So Dirty Air was really bad, and just when you're behind somebody, you just heated the right front up really, really bad, and it was just really hard to make a pass. It was already really hard to make passes, but Dirty Air made it really hard.
Well, definitely, man, you held on to it, got to win tonight. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, just all the guys at Only Dads for everything they do. You guys for putting on the broadcast. Everybody over at CRL for making this thing happen. Friends, family watching, my beautiful wife.
There you go. Parker Collins winning it tonight. Got the trucks last night, got the Xfinity tonight. Let's check out the final results order here. As Parker Collins going to put it in victory lane there, folks, along with the man Seth Fowdy. Almost ran him down in second. Mike Kelly up there in third. Scott Simley finishing out fourth. Joshua Altus in fifth. Gilliam up in sixth. Bersinski there, man, in seventh. Old Ghost, he finished it out in eighth. Pretty good there with Gilliam with a good run there in ninth. Daniel Miller finishing out 10th. Chris Smith in 11th. Zachary Fowdy falling back, unfortunately, out of this one. Along in 12th, along with Jacob Grant and there Caleb Smith. But wow, Brad, what a good race. I mean, and Collins right there, just dominating fashion.
Yeah, everybody loves like a good kind of thinker race. You got to think about what everybody's going to do and cover off your strategy and make up your own. It's always fun to have these types of races.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we're going to leave Dover here. Miles definitely, man, was hungry. He's going to be even more hungry tomorrow night as we got the ARCA series. So tune in. Be a good one for the Clean Racing League. For myself and everyone, have a good night.